Hey guys, Jess from Knockout Print Shop, and today I have for you the much anticipated 2023 Makselife planner review. So I am part of the Makselife review crew. I think it's myself and like 35 plus other planner users. So there are going to be a lot of reviews on YouTube and Instagram TV and blogs and things like that. So anyways, this is my review on the 2023 planner, as well as a few other products that I purchased. We get these early access so we can share things about them as you get ready for launch. You can make decisions about which product you want and things like that based on everybody's reviews. All right, so let's start with the Makselife flagship planner. I also have my phone with a bunch of notes about the updates, so I may refer to that here and there because there's not a ton of updates, but I just want to make sure I get the information correct. But okay, so essentially, all in all, you can expect a great planner like we've gotten the past, what is this, the third year of Moxie, I think? So great quality paper, printing, all of that stuff is excellent. The cover, all of those things are great. So all that stuff is the same. The quality is exactly the same. We have, I think it is 2 artist covers. Here we go, looking at my notes. We have 2 artist covers. This is one of them. And then there's going to be 2 other cover options. I think it's just going to be a plain gray cover and then what they're calling the watercolor sunrise, which is a really pretty cover too. Actually, I think she revealed those already on Instagram. So the challenge for me being on the review crew and only being on YouTube is that I miss a lot of the stuff that happens with the Makselife launch. So some of this stuff I may be repeating. I know she was launching covers, sneak peeking covers, and a few other parts of the product. So you probably already saw the covers if you follow Makselife on Instagram. So I chose I think it's called the Lilac Chevron, what do we call this? The Lilac Chevron. My friend Andy Dunn, who is the owner of Honey Creative, it's a branding agency. She has been working with Moxie for a few years. She did the Knockout Print Shop branding back in 2019. I referred her to Sierra, and she has been helping with website updates and things like that. But Sierra used her this year for one of the planner covers, so obviously I had to get her planner cover. So this is the one I got. I really like it. So what you'll see this year is they have the different planner covers, and then the inside cover or the lining, I think is unique on each one of these. And then your keepsake box pattern matches the inside pattern, which is cool. I mean, honestly, I don't really use my keepsake box, but they are really nice quality boxes, whether you store paper, supplies, inserts, past year's planners. It is a really nice quality box, and I think not everybody cares about this kind of stuff, but when you're spending a pretty penny on a planner, again, I kind of feel like packaging is a nice added bonus. I think it adds to the quality of the product and the experience. So anyways, you get the box, really nice keepsake box. The pattern's cute and it matches the pattern on the box. Okay. All right. So the other thing that you'll notice potentially on camera, I'm not sure how much it shows, is that the coil is updated. Let me pause really quick because I did not grab my last year's planner and I want to be able to give you comparison. So uno momento. Okay, I'm back. All right, so this is important. I'm glad I went and grabbed this so you can see the difference. This gold coil this year, I think you can see this pretty well on camera, actually seems to be more of a true gold. Last year, and I don't remember the year before, but this almost is a brassier gold. So honestly, I think the new coil is much better. I think the tone is prettier. It's more subtle. It looks more like a true gold, but it's not so shiny that you're like, oh my gosh, this is like old school gold. So the previous year was fine, but again, it's more orangey, kind of brassy looking. So that's kind of a nice update aesthetically. All right, so let's just kind of flip through, make sure I have this in frame, get my little notes here. All right, so standard, awesome, white, bright white paper. Again, great quality printing. Good. The paper quality has not changed. Overall, one thing I do like about Makselife's paper, so I like that Inkwell Press is a little thicker, but I like that Moxie is bright white. If you're an Inkwell Press user, a former Inkwell Press user, you know that theirs is a little bit of an off-white. So some people like that. That's personal preference. I personally like the bright white, so I'm into that. You can see just from this cover page here that some of the text is printed a little bit more boldly here, so that kind of makes it pop. You get a little more contrast, which is nice from just a an accessibility standpoint. So if you have a hard time seeing things, having this a little deeper printing makes the text on the pages easier to see. Okay, so we got that. That's standard. You have your standard laminated tabs that are nice. Color, it looks like this is a little bit less blue of a gray this year on the tab. I don't know if you can see that. These are just subtle things. I actually personally like this a little bit better. It's more of a true gray versus leaning a bit blue, but little tiny just design details that for most people probably won't even be a thing. Okay, so we have your welcome pages here. I'm just going to flip through and show you a comparison just so you can see, because sometimes I forget what the year before was. So this is actually, I think this is this year. So it's a little bit more of an aesthetically pleasing page. It is a lot of copy. I personally, as you know, if you've been watching my videos the past year, so I haven't been doing as much goal stuff, so I'm not utilizing all of these pages. But when you look at this at a glance, it is nicely designed. You have this cool rainbow text here. She's got the little icons with the different ways to connect with the community. This was a little more standard, a little more plain last year. So again, just a cute little updated intro page. And then we get into the instructions for the goal setting. Again, I personally haven't been using this much, but I will say from a designer standpoint, this is a lot, I think, more user-friendly, because instead of having just a lot of blocky paragraphs, which I'll show you from last year, she's done a really good job of chunking out content. So most people's brains work really well digesting content in pieces so that things are blocked with text, bullet pointed, sidebar thing. This just makes this information, which is a lot of information, a little bit easier to digest. So this is this year. You can see these sections here, this sidebar, and this is last year, which was still an improvement from the previous year. But again, if you look at this and it's kind of like lots of text, this layout just gives this information in a more, again, digestible format. So you go through all these pages here. We'll just flip through again. So she's same content as last year, but again, broken up in a little bit easier to read and understand pieces. So you can, again, expect all of the instructions are the same, things like that. You get into your assessment. This, again, is similar to last year. I do think, let's see, fonts are the same, printing quality. This text actually looks to be a little bit bigger and like fatter. The last year's text was more condensed and thin. So this will be a bit easier to read this year than last year if you do have kind of challenges reading text on pages. Make sure my video is still recording because my iPad just went out. Okay, I think we're good. I don't know why my camera, okay. Anyways, we'll keep rolling with it. I just can't see my little preview screen. Okay, next you get into, again, more instruction pages. So here's last year's. Able to see this? Yep. Okay. I do like this layout here. I like the little spot for the word as opposed to last year's. So again, great job to Sierra and her team on reformatting all of the goal pages. I'll just show you. Here's this year. Here's last year. It's a lot more aesthetically pleasing. Okay. So there is a lot of, as you know, if you're a Moxie user, there is a lot of instructional pages in the beginning this year and last year. And then we get into, this is this year, so these are the same. You can see that. And then where are we at? Okay. Goals, annual goals. So this year she changed this section here to dot grid. Last year we had lined. So that's something personally for me, I'm not a huge fan of, because I have a tendency to not write very well in straight lines. When I write, I tend to write up on an angle. So I personally like lines, but I think she did this to give a little more creative, more flexibility to the space. Maybe you're someone that doesn't just write out straight goals. Maybe you do little mind maps or like different things. So I think she wanted to make this section more open to how people maybe interpret things or write their goals, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So that's that. Same categories, for the most part, same colors, but we'll talk about that in a second. Then you have your vision board. So same thing here, just two great blank pages. So if you're doing that vision board component, some quick tips. See last year, this year, again, very similar. And then you get into your little bottom kind of cover page for each month. So that is the goal setting section. Got the point there. Okay, so this year with her monthly calendars in each one, Let's see. Let me just make sure. So what she did this year, which I think is great, and I wish more like Inkwell would do this too, but that's never going to happen, is that she tried to do her best to pick the color of the month to coordinate with that holiday or season. So January being blue, kind of cold, winter, snowy, that makes sense. February now being red. Now before January was blue last year, okay, but February was teal. And so from a traditional standpoint, February being red for Valentine's Day makes a ton of sense. So we have that. As far as the fonts and the layouts, you can see that this is exactly the same as last year. Color font, the days of the week are in the month color. The month is in gray. The dots are a transparent background with a bold, solid number. And the little month calendar on here is the same thing, gray with the day of the week being the color of the month. You have the printed holidays in there. You still have the quote up here, very similar formatting there. So the month view, you can expect the same thing that you're used to from last year, just the change of the month. She did her best to make the month color coordinate. This is pretty much the only place you now see color in this planner. Every year she's brought this planner more neutral with the feedback from her customers and community. So January is blue, but once we flip into, we got our goal section, but let me continue talking about what I'm talking. Oh geez, hold on one second. Once you get to the week view, I have the vertical obviously, everything becomes gray. So she went with let me come into here really quick to show you a blank month. So last year, if you look at the top here, make sure you can see that, yep. You had the day of the week and the date were in the month's color along with the little dots for the habits. Sorry, this is last year, my bad. This is last year. This year, here on my right, the day of the week, the holiday, the habit section, everything is gray. So she got a lot of feedback that people were really looking for a completely neutral planner. So she only kept color for that month in the month view. If you're somebody that likes just a neutral planner, this is going to be right up your alley. If you liked a little splash of color, this may not be your favorite thing, but if you just look at it and compared to last year, there already wasn't a ton of color on it. But if you like to do your own colors and you don't want to have to contend with a color that's already on the weekly view, this is great. Okay, now the goal section, let me flip back here, is the same as far as the layout goes as last year. Let me just pop this up here so you can see. This is last year, this is on the left is this year. So you still have the same layout, the icon inside of the little dot, and this same kind of doodad here, similar quote at the top. So this is all the same structure. And then let me flip into the week and the reflection. You can see this is this year. This is 2023, this is 2022. Similar dot grid. I do like that this text is bolder. So again, if you have a hard time seeing things, it was very faint last year. This is the same. You still have the week written out, like what dates they are, and you have your boxes here to write your weekly actions, and then again you go into your week view. So there you have the planner. So obviously I did not buy the horizontal this year. I just went with the vertical. I didn't even use my Moxie very much last year, but I really didn't use my horizontal. So I figured if I did pick this planner for my 2023 planner, I most likely wanted the vertical because I've been using my Inkwell Press Classic, which is a vertical, so I think if I were to transition to this, that would be easier. Like I always say, the one thing I don't love about Moxie's vertical is the columns are narrower. They're narrower than Inkwell. They're still even narrower than Inkwell, making them, the Inkwell columns on the Classic are narrower for 2023 than they've been in the past, but these are still narrower than that. From line to line, it's 1.5, I believe, but the writing line is, I want to say around 1.4. I also, the one thing I like about Inkwell is that their column lines, the lines that divide each column, are very faint. So it almost gives you the feel that there's more space, even though there's not a ton more space. So I personally like that. I also wish one day that she would get rid of these blocks up here. I just think it's an extra, I know it looks really nice and structured and laid out well. I just don't, I wish there was nothing up here design-wise I had to contend with. I don't want to have to put anything in there. I don't want to have to cover it. So I would love it to be more open. That would be my only, on my wish list for Moxie would be to find a way to maybe widen these columns, maybe narrow the notes section because this is a longer line, and then make these lines fainter and get rid of the header. So, I mean, I guess that essentially changes quite a bit, but that would be my wish list stuff for this planner. But other than that, guys, this is just exactly what you can expect. You've got your weekly actions. It just keeps rinsing and repeating until your end of the month where you have your nice monthly review. And let's just see compared to here. So that's new last year. So same thing again, a little darker fonts, which is nice. And then you go into each month, you have your little kind of quote thing here and their signature. That's their little signature mark with the life compass. You have red. And again, you can see in February, everything is gray. Makes sense. She did green for March, St. Patrick's Day. Again, everything here is gray. What do we got for April? She went with gray for April. May is yellow. That makes sense. You have Mother's Day, spring, kind of a nice bright color here. What do we have? June is teal. Again, summery, bright. Father's Day, okay. Blue for July, makes sense with 4th of July, red, white, and blue. Purple for August. August doesn't really have holidays, so I think that's pretty standard as far as my first impression goes. September, gray. Okay, that works for me. October is orange. Good call there. That makes sense. So it looks like these actually don't go in any particular order as far as the colors cycling through. It's more like the color, she picked the best color for each month, which is, I think, a great idea. November, teal. That one's a little weird, but with Thanksgiving, but I don't know what color she would have used. Maybe gray. And then red for December makes sense with Christmas. So what are our extras? Let's pop back there. So you have your year, full current year, next year. Again, you have a similar layout here, except for now you can see these months. Here's your grid of like the colors for each month. You got your blue, red, green. So these colors match what the month is there. What's next? And then I think you just have line note pages, right? Yeah. And that's the same as it was the previous year. In the back, which I've never used, and honestly half the time I forget, is living back here is the little folder, which is in a very nice quality. And then you have a sheet of stickers here. So while we're looking at the stickers, let me just talk about the new thing here with colors. So let me just go over this really quick. We have updated instruction pages like we talked about. The keepsake box matches the pattern, the new gold wire O. The monthly spreads match the holiday or season, and now the weekly spreads are neutral. So the other thing that she did was very subtly changed the colors for each month. Now, when you look at this section, I mean, to me, at a glance, these look, let's see, I mean, they're the same pretty much. I mean, they're subtly different. Like if you look at the naked, this is a little more vibrant of a purple. This was deeper, more like a more traditional crayon purple. This orange is a little more vibrant. Here on this side, this is the old, this is the new. So I don't know if this transferring on camera, but there's a subtle difference. Where you're gonna see the biggest difference here is in the icon. Okay, so what she's done, a lot of Makselife users use highlighters and have been using a highlighter. Let's say they're using the yellow mild liner highlighter within, using their weekly planner to highlight things in that category. So what she's got coming out now is custom Moxie highlighters. And to do that, so that the colors would match as well as possible, she had to make a little subtle changes to the colors so the markers would coordinate really well. Again, this is last year, this is the new one. And again, I don't know how well this is going to transfer, but you can see here, this purple, just a tad lighter, new purple, compared to last year. Same with the red. So you're going to see a very subtle difference. The biggest place you see the difference is here with physical environment. This gray, this really light gray that's inside of it will now more easily match a marker, a highlight color. This is last year's, the blue gray, where it's a little darker. So you're gonna see this ever so subtle color change so that if you decide to buy Makselife markers or you're using a mild liner marker, highlighter, it's really easy to match the color to the marker. Because before you had to do your best to match the mild liner. Now these are like legit matches. So you can see, especially I just noticed with the stickers, the color difference is really more apparent here, excuse me. So this might come across, again, new, this is new on my right here. You can see how these are transferring a little bit different. These colors are a little more earthy, I would say. For lack of a better word, they're muddier because a highlighter is not as a more mild liner style highlighter for these colors is going to have a little more muddy of a hue. It's not going to be as vibrant and bright. So you can see, I think this is probably the best representation of the color change. I think these are a little not 100% matched to the marker colors. She doesn't like custom make these, obviously. So I think you could see apparently. So what's going to have to happen, guys, from a Knockout Print Shop standpoint for our sticker collection is we're going to have to spend a little bit of time just adjusting these colors. Some of you may not care and say, oh, green is green, I don't care, it doesn't matter to me. But there's definitely people out there, myself included, where we're going to want the matches to be a little better. And I will say, if you look at this gray, which is supposed to represent the gray, to me looks like a grayish. It looks beige. So I don't even know how close these stickers are to representing the color within the actual palette that you'll find in this little box. Like, this is probably not, you know what? Here, we'll do this. I never use these stickers anyway. But let's say this is supposed to be the gray. Look at how off that is. I'm not criticizing Sierra for this. This is because, you know, the company that makes the planners, they're just throwing together with the best they can. Here, we're going to do this. You could see, oh wait, crap, hold on. I'm using the wrong planner. Back up, people, hold on. Oh my God, these are probably not removable. Shit, they're not. Or shoot, sorry, I don't usually swear on video, even though I do have quite the potty mouth. Okay, so let's just try this really quick. All right, let's see. Yeah, still, I mean, can you guys see? I'm talking to you like you're here. So these are not spot on. So if you're somebody that uses the stickers in the back of the Moxie, again, not a criticism of Moxie at all, but this company that's printing their planners is not like, you know, doing what Matt and I do and like trying to get these codes, you know, these colors to match as spot on as possible here. I better take these off as soon as I'm done. Actually, their purple's pretty good. Hold on. These stickers I don't think are technically removable like ours. So once you get them down, if you're going to mess around with these, I would say just be very, very careful because that may be it. You get it down and then there's no going back without ripping your planner. So I'm taking one for the team, guys. All right, so let's see. We got yellow, which is super off. The orange is fairly close and the red is fairly close. So hopefully that's coming off on camera, but I would say the orange sticker, okay-ish. The purple's close. Maybe the blue. Okay, so you can see that really quick. I'm going to pull these off. And if I do use this planner this year, I don't want... So don't bank on the stickers that are included. I don't know how many of you guys use those being a very good match. If you don't care because you're not a more things have to be perfect kind of person, hey, use your free set of stickers. Okay, now I have stickers all over my hand. All right, so that's the thing. So what we're doing is we are going to need to spend a little bit of time. Matt's going to have to look at these colors and do his best to kind of tweak them. So right now, if you go into the shop, as the launching of this video on the 18th of October, all the Makselife listings are going to be what they've been for the previous years. There's not going to be any changes. As you know, it takes us a little bit of time. We don't have these hex codes. We're going to try matching as close as we can. If you buy something that's in our shop in our Makselife coordinating collection now, it will work. It's going to be what you're used to. Again, these changes are uber subtle, but the biggest change is going to be the gray. So we're going to need to work on that. So if you're cool with waiting a little bit and you want the kind of updated colors, I would just hang tight on making a purchase until we get these adjusted. If you don't care, again, everything will fit. There's no changes to sizes or line heights or anything like that. Okay, so that's that. Hopefully that covers everything. Again, great planner. I highly recommend the Makselife, especially, and you got the pouch, especially if you're somebody that is looking to have a goal system integrated into your planner and you know, I personally have, like, again, have not been doing a lot of goal setting, and this planner is much bigger because of all the instruction pages and the goal setting pages. It is a bulkier planner. I like this planner because for when I was solely working from home, I just always kept it on my desk. I would say this is probably a little bit more beefy to bring around to work, school, throw in your bag, but some people don't care. I just don't bring a lot of stuff with me. So I would say if you're a Makselife fan, you will be very happy with this year's planner. If you're not a Makselife fan and you're interested, again, you'll be very happy with it. Yeah, so hopefully that helps you there. So now let me show you the other products. Oh man, I'm about to drop things that I got. Okay, so let me start with, I didn't get a ton of stuff, but I did this year buy the companion notebooks. One is in here, but since I will likely be using the Ink Press or the Hobonichi, I thought I still want to see if there are some goal things I want to do. I do love the Moxie system, but I don't necessarily need the whole Moxie planner. So I'm like, try the companion notebooks. So the companion notebooks are 1 per quarter, and then you also get the instruction book. They are sewn notebooks. Guys, these are fantastic freaking quality. I mean, the cover is this almost leatherette cover, very thick, but also, you know, easy to move. It's lays nice and flat. They do have perforated pages. I think that's so for people that maybe want to tear these pages out and put, let's say I'm using the inkwell and I want to tear out my weekly action steps and put it in my inkwell. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know that I would do that, but that's a cool feature. So you have the whole entire instruction piece in this first skinnier book, just like you'd have in the big planner. And then you have a planner for each quarter. So just to show you that. So this is an A5 size. So any of our A5 Makselife stickers that were made for the daily that she offers will fit in here. So our date dots will fit, our A5 months will fit. If you use our clear transparent text stickers for the month, that will work. This is an A5 size. So you can see that. So then you get your month, which is blank. You date it and all that. You have your monthly goals. And then for each week, you have your weekly action steps with the note page. And then I'm pretty sure there's a reflection in here. I thought there was a reflection. Maybe there's only oh, there you go. Monthly reflection with a note page. So again, these are great if you're not ready to, you already have a planner, weekly planner that you love, and or you don't want to carry the Moxie around because it's bigger. This is a great way to utilize the Makselife system in your own planner or to carry your goals on the go. So the other cool thing she launched was folios. So if you're a notebook user, you're a companion notebook user, she has this beautiful, I think this is a leatherette or a vegan leather folio. I was like, am I going to use this? Maybe. I don't care. It's pretty and I want it. So it has a magnetic closure. It is got this great texture, beautiful. This is the gray. I think it's also offered in teal. It has these little credit card slots, pocket here. And then of course, if you're used to these, you've got the band. So this is, one of the notebooks in here, but this thing is really nice quality, you guys. I was just really impressed with this. So even if you don't use the Moxie system and you don't use the Moxie companion notebooks and you need a traveler notebook, A5 size cover, I mean, this thing is really cool. So I'm pretty pumped about that. The other thing that she's releasing that I think is super cool is this bookmark. So there is a lot of products. This is what I got. So if you watch other reviews, because other people got other stuff. Let me make sure I'm in frame here. So this is pretty cool because it's metal, die cut, which I think is cool, where you can go in and, I have my big stencil thing. This will be nice to just have in my planner. You've got the boxes, the hexagons, the hearts, the dots. You got some shapes down here and like little mini flags. So if you are a highlighter and pen user and you like perfectly lined up check boxes, this is awesome. And then you just would, put it on your page here. I will say because it is metal, it is a pretty heavy bookmark. So just be prepared when you're flipping your pages that you want to be mindful that this thing has got some weight to it. You can see it's metal. Okay, so let me see really quick on my notes if there's anything that I am missing. Hold on here, I got too many windows open. All right, so the launch for the Makselife is October 20th. I think the only people that get early access to the shop are those that are members of the Club Moxie program. So again, she's releasing all of this over on her Makselife Instagram. So definitely head over there to get all that information. So this year's options are the 12-month flagship plan. That's what I have here in either horizontal or vertical. She is offering the quarterly A5 undated, which I got last year, but I didn't get this year. I really did like it, but I don't necessarily know that that's the planner for me. So I was like, I need to quit buying too many planners, but it is a fabulous planner. You have the quarterly notebooks, which I showed you here. And then I think that is what we got there. I'm trying to just flip through our little review crew notes, see if I'm missing anything. I think that's it. Let me see if I have any other information for you guys. All right, so again, let's see. Looks like orders will start shipping the first week of November. So once you order on October 20th, you can expect shipping to begin the first week of November. They got a bunch of other projects, the digital planner, all of that. There's more information coming on those. I don't believe they'll be offering free shipping for the launch. Let's see. What else? What else? I'm just flipping through notes here. I think, will they be offering international shipping? It says the international shipping should be turned on by the 12th. They'll be shipping to Europe, Australia, New Zealand. Shipping will also be done USPS, so customers will be responsible for any customs and taxes. So if you're an international customer, head over to Makselife to learn more about that. Let me see here. I'm getting to the end of my video. One more thing. Good thing I looked at my notes. So it looks like they are going to be offering, this is another product. It's the year-end reflection. I didn't even open this yet, but this may be, it looks like this is a special for launch. You get a free one of these with orders placed during launch week, and then they'll be available for sale, but a nice little notebook here that you could review this year. It's got your compass. It's got like highlight. I mean, this is actually, okay, this is pretty cool. This is something like I have a year-end review I personally have made and gone through, and I like this. This is a cute version of it, just the main questions and just some open journal space. Really cool product. So that will be available for sale as well as when I think you get it for free during launch week. Yeah, so I think that sums it up, guys. I'm about to run out of recording space here, but that's the Makselife. Will it be my planner for 2023? I don't know yet. I probably need to do a video on once I figure out what planner I'm going to use. But this sums up my planner review series for 2023. Definitely comment below and let me know your thoughts. What planner you think you're going to use? What do you think about the changes to Makselife? You excited? You disappointed? All of that stuff. Great planner, great company, great person. Sierra's awesome. So this is the